Today's lesson is lesson 90. It's called Algebraic Sentences. No, that's not a mistake. It says lesson 86, Algebraic Phrases. We need to start with some review. Perhaps you remember learning about algebraic phrases. We talked about how math, algebra really, is another language, and we use, instead of ABC, we use 1, 2, 3. So we can take a phrase like product of -2 and the sum of a number and 5, put it through a translator called algebra, and turn it into a new language, a number language. Product of implies what operation? It implies times. Product of what? 2. And the sum of a number and 5. Well, let's get our -2. How do we put sum of a number and 5? Sum tells us about what operation? We're thinking plus. A number makes us think of n. 5. The way this is worded implies we better make sure we've added our sum first and then figured the product. But these are not like terms. This is as far as we could go. We've translated it into a phrase. Now, new lesson is called Algebraic Sentences. And as we know from English, a phrase is just a group of words, but a sentence makes complete sense. And to make complete sense, we need to add a verb, the little word is. How do we remember to write the word is in math? Well, the symbol for is in math is equals. What is going to be equaling something? The sum of, again, tells us plus. Sum of what? Sum of twice a number. Show that as 2n. And what number? 42. What's that going to be? 128. Now, algebraic sentences takes this one more step. We don't have to stop after translating. Can't we solve? Because we have what we call a equation now. We can use algebraic addition and add the opposite of 42. And we can do that again over here. We don't even have to use the add sign, of course. We can just use -42. This will cancel out, and we're getting closer and closer to getting n by itself on the left side. Subtract this out. 6 and 4 away from 12 is 8. We're at 86. How do I get n by itself to finish? How can I undo this multiplication? I can undo that by dividing both sides by 2, right? Cancel the 2's. Ends by itself. Divide this in half. Computer's slowing down on me. We'll have to figure that out for next time. Make sense? Let's try this a couple more times. 27 less than the product of 3 and a number is what? Is 144. So what's that number? What is the n? 27 less than. What is less than? What operation? Well, that's minus. It's 27 less than the product of 3 and a number, which we continue to show as 3n, because product of tells us times, but we don't have to show that times sign. What is it? It's 144. So what's the number? How do we solve? Get that 27 out of there. Brings us to 3n being 7 plus 4 is 11. Comes to 7. And 1 is 1. 171. If you divide this by 3 as we've been doing, this will actually come out even, believe it or not. Comes out to 57. So we've translated words, an English sentence. We've actually solved it and figured out that next step, which is what's the number? Last one. 4 more than the product of a number and 33 equals -95. Let's find our first operation. Let's start on, what do we say, more than? Doesn't that sound like an operation? What's more than? How many more than? 4 more than what? Another operation. Product of what? 33 and a number. How do we show a number? N. Doesn't even say equals this, or is this time. It says equals this time, doesn't it? So We don't even have to translate this time. We know that's an equals sign. How do we solve? Order of operations tells us to worry about the 33 first because it's being multiplied. We can show that as 33n as we've been doing. Maybe you did that already in your head. How do I get n by itself at the end? I need to get here. Add an opposite of 4 to both sides. Gives me negative 99 over here. 33n still over here because this canceled out. Divide both sides by 33 will give you negative 3. I'd like you to try practice. Let's try practice B and practice C. Show me those answers correct after you've watched this, and then you're good on the problem set. Please ask me any questions as you go along. Thank you for following along, and I hope you enjoyed this version of Learning Algebra Half.